happening?
Good afternoon, everyone, or maybe we're close to good evening, but I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome everyone to the House Economic Matters Committee. Today is Wednesday, April 7th. We have one bill before us from Senator Hershey, of which the bill number escapes me at the moment. But Senator, if you can introduce that as you present the bill, I would be most appreciative.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. For the record, Senator Steve Hershey to present Senate Bill 811, which requires the governor, based on the availability of qualified federal funds, to appropriate an amount of money to the Unemployment Insurance Trust Fund sufficient to result in the earned rate of contributions for calendar year 2022 being calculated using Table C of the Table of Rates. The bill further requires that the earned rate of contributions for calendar year 2023 will be calculated using Table C of the Table of Rates as well. Very quickly, Mr. Chairman, what all that means is based on a lot of people making a decision and getting together collaboratively, the president, the speaker, the governor, everybody decided that one of the priorities in using the federal funds that was coming over would be to help the businesses who have had an increased rate of contribution for their unemployment insurance tax. Unfortunately, we had to move to Table F as a result of the pandemic and all of the claims that went into the Unemployment Insurance Trust Fund for this calendar year. What this bill will allow, again, providing the funds can be used for that, is for the governor to put an infusion of funds into the Unemployment Insurance Trust Fund so that for the next 2 years, businesses will pay from Table C. Obviously, that's very important. It is a great sign to our businesses that we understand that many of the layoffs that occurred were not at fault of theirs, but were a fault of a reaction and part of the pandemic. So this is a way that we were able to help the businesses going forward with their unemployment insurance tax. So again, a lot of people were involved in this, Mr. Chairman, as you know, to get this to the position that it's in. And I hope that the committee sees that as well too, and will give a favorable report on that.
Senator, it is a great bill. The governor, it's my understanding, has put the money for it. The Dems will vote for it. I don't know about the R's, the Republicans. Maybe you can help me with them, that Aaron's guy, but we'll do our part.
Well, we can twist a few arms over there, but the two that I see right there, I know are small business owners, and they'll certainly appreciate this as well too. But thank you, Mr. Chairman. All
right, let me go to Delegate Aaronson and then Delegate Adams.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Senator. Steve, seriously, Senator, I'm sorry.
Yeah, yes.
Is this going to come close to making some of these business whole?
Well, whole is a difficult word because no, I mean, we have been in Table A for so many years. In fact, there's been discussion on should we have always been in Table A. What Table A means is the same amount of money that is paid in uninsured taxes goes out for benefits. So we're not building the fund up at all being in Table A. Obviously, when the pandemic occurred and so many layoffs happened, then you got put in a position that there was a huge deficiency in the fund. We've done a number of things to help businesses through this. Obviously, this is the main thing to put this infusion in. But as you know, there's two components to how the employer determines the rate that they pay. One is the table that they're in, and the other is the experience rating or earned rating. We have also looked that that's a look back at the last 12 quarters in order to determine what that is. We've looked at taking away the last 4 quarters or any quarters that were in the pandemic to not have that affected either. And I think that's legislation that we've already passed. So this is going to be helpful, but no, they're going to be in Table F this year. But certainly Table C through this infusion for the next 2 years after is a lot better than staying in F and potentially in D as the bright spots of that.
Okay. And the backside of that question is these businesses that the state or governor or whomever have said they could stay in business, they're pretty much held harmless through all this stuff mostly because the governor or whoever determined that they were the businesses we had to have open. So there's no real issues with that with them, is there?
No, I don't think so. But, again, there were certain businesses that had to stay open, but still that doesn't mean that they didn't have layoffs and doesn't mean that they didn't have employees that sought unemployment insurance benefits.
Last comment, Mr. Chairman, I think this is an excellent bill presented by an excellent senator, and I can't wait to vote on this bill. Thank you.
You don't worry, you'll be voting on it within 24 hours. Delegate Adams.
Mr. Chairman, I was going to give the senator a hard time, but it's too important a bill, and it's a good policy, so I'll have to pick another day and time to give Senator Hershey a hard time. So,
thank you.
All right. And what Delegate Watson?
Yes, I was just wondering if maybe council could answer this question, or Senator Hershey, is there a percentage that goes along with each level, or how can we articulate what the difference is to an employer?
There's a certain fund balance that needs to be in place in order to determine the table of rates in which would be paid the following year. So every September, they take a snapshot of that. And unfortunately, as we talked about earlier, last September, they had to take a snapshot and say, hey, where is the trust fund going to be next year? And that's when they determined they couldn't do anything else except have to go to table F, which is the last one. So in the fiscal note is a kind of a nice briefing of what all the tables are, what the fund balance has to be. And then based on that, it actually calculates the annual tax per employee. And you would see that the difference between table F and table A, $187 per employee for table F, $25 for table A. So it's a pretty substantial difference with no claims. Once you get into having claims, which again, a number of these businesses will have, but that's why we're taking these last 4 quarters out when we looked at the earned ratings, again, to try to hold them as harmless as possible from the events that occurred, but at the same time, getting the fund balance back to a healthier level.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing none, Senator, thank you very much again for the bill. The committee will be taking a look at it tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be able to send it out favorably. And thank you for presenting.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and thank you all the committee members. So long.
Thank you. To the members, I would ask you to take about a 30-minute break. Well, let me rephrase. What time is it now? Anybody know what time is it now?
I vote too.
5:02.
All right, I need to meet with the subcommittee chairs. I think we have a different link. That'll be in about, we were gonna meet immediately. I think we can probably get through that in, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes or so. So just plan to log back in about 5:15. If we're a little bit late, forgive me. But I want to get us on and out as quickly as possible, okay?
okay.
Amen.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yep.
All right, so let's find the other